Welcome back or welcome to my channel. I am Kristen and this is Stay Hype, which stands for Heighten Your Personal Experience, and that's what I help people do. So I'm a little bit nervous because this is my first channeled reading that I'm recording. I've done them every single day for months and months and months, but for some reason I haven't had a place for them to actually be housed. So Spirit decided it's time for me to get started. It's time for me to really put these messages in places where people can find them, and it's timeless because this message that I have to deliver today is timeless. I'm not sure of the title yet, but whatever I ended up choosing, you resonated with. So take what resonates, let go of what doesn't. Don't try to make it fit, and have your heart open to the truth. All right, this is what we do. If you've been on any of my lives on TikTok, you know we talk about the truth. All right, so let's tap in, and let's see what collective messages we have, what advice, what confirmations. Everything that I'm going to say, you already know. Everything. Oh, got one right away. Everything that I'm going to say, you already know. I'm not telling you anything that you don't know. You may not see it yet. You may have some blind spots, but you're able to tap in just like me. Okay? Keep shuffling. It's crazy. Okay, that one. So, spirits, archangels, ancestors. What? Okay. What does the collective need to know? What does the collective need to know? All right, let me grab this one. All right. So that's all I'm going to take from this deck. We're going to use this next one. All right. I'm already picking up on huge transformations that are happening right now in the collective. A lot of it has to do with career and also healing abandonment wounds from a karmic relationship. This was a relationship that was the catalyst to your spiritual awakening, and it was really painful, and you're still healing a lot of those wounds. Also, back to the career, you're either in a job or getting ready to leave a job that you absolutely cannot stand. You've had several awakenings when it comes to what actually brings you happiness and what you really want to do. But now it's actually integrating what you've learned the last 2 years, 2 months, 2 weeks, because you've been ascending quite rapidly. Now it's time to actually integrate those things, and you know that that takes change, and the change is daunting. And so this is why some of you may feel stagnant or lost, and it's not that at all. It's the fact that now you have to actually be the change, and that's daunting because it's bringing up the fear and the doubt and the inner critic and mom and dad who said that you can't do it. And some of you guys are still even struggling with being accepted for this new person that you're evolving into, this coming back home, essentially, not even evolving into, coming back home to yourself. And you're very imaginative, and you're out there, and you're creative, and you've had so many doubts that you can make a living doing what you love, and now you're realizing that the money that you're making, the job security that you thought you had, is not what you thought you had, and that you've been living out plan B, and you haven't even been happy, and you haven't even attempted plan A. Plan A just got on the back burner because plan A was scary. You were told that plan A could never work. But if you're here, you're at the crossroads where you're gonna make plan A work. Whew. All right, I like that. All right, let's see what else. Let's get these cards. You're letting go of so much. You're letting go of so much. I'm excited for you. see. I definitely see some travel for some of you. It doesn't even have to be out of the country. It could be the next city over, but I'm hearing you're needing to like just get out of your normal environment. There's some people that you need to meet. There's opportunities that are not in your immediate area. So if you've been feeling the urge to kind of travel or just see something different, even if it's just for a couple days, confirmation. Go do something, go to another park, go explore your city. You know, I feel like so many times we live in our city and we don't know anything about it because it's our city. And then we go other places and learn about it and we don't even know where we live. So maybe just exploring. You never know who you meet. All right, let's see with the Irish astrology cards. I'm almost ready. Okay, whoa. All right, what else do we need to know? What else does the collective need to know? This one, okay. All right, we're almost there. Spirit animal deck. Let's give these one shuffle. And then we'll do one archangel card. So if you've never done a reading with me, I use oracle cards. I don't use tarot cards. I don't really resonate with them. So I do oracle cards. And I read the energy and pick up a lot on the energy of who I'm connecting with. And then we do a few more channel messages that come up. And then you'll be on your way. All right? It's kind of like therapy sessions, if you will. You'll see. All right. All right. I think enough of that. Now we're going to pick one more archangel card to kind of tie everything in. We're only going to pick one of these. So we only will pick one of these to kind of tie everything in, all right? Because I'm telling a story. So I typically read for the spiritual awakening, the initial wake up, the dark night of the soul, and the ascension. Yeah, so no matter where you're at in your journey, there'll be some information here for you. Let's see. What do we need? What's our message? What's our message? What do we need to know? What does the collective need? Okay. All right. Okay. All right, here we go. Here is the information. Let's lay these out and then I'll get into it. All right. Get it all out here. Got some Taurus energy, Libra energy, Aquarius. So if you're any of those signs, there may be some extra messages in here for you. Okay, these. All right. All right, so it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear. So been working through a lot of sadness in the collective, okay? And it's tied to some shame, okay? And so this is maybe a past energy for you because we've been doing a lot of this work. A lot of you guys have been in like the dark night of the soul, really peeling through the layers, understanding, feeling the feelings. You've been doing a lot of work in the collective. And so there's been a lot of shame that has come up, which has caused some sadness. And you're realizing that it's actually not even your shame to be carrying. And you're starting to speak up. And if you haven't already, that's the next piece. You have to start speaking up around what's going on, what's happened to you. And that is that integration that I was talking about earlier. It's where you're starting to understand, you know, that the abandonment wounds and the betrayal wounds are not something that's wrong with you. You didn't get abandoned because it's something that's wrong with you. It's a generational cycle that we're cutting off, right? And so the shame that you have been carrying has been coming to the surface, and it's been manifesting in the forms of triggers. That's why they say triggers are gifts. So if you've been feeling really sensitive the last 6 months, the last 2 months, the last week, in this eclipse that we've been in, this eclipse season, that is exactly where you're supposed to be. You needed to bring up this shame so that you could see it clearly for what it is. And the sadness is just the pain that you have been running from for a long time. And also just grieving your younger self, grieving your past self, because it's sad when you wake up to your truth and you realize how you allowed people to treat you in relationships. You realize how you've emotionally manipulated people. You realize all the things, that you're kind of not proud of. And that's okay. That is the whole point. That is what you're supposed to be doing. You're no longer in denial. You're no longer in denial. You are taking off the mask and you're starting to see yourself for who you are. You're starting to see the truth of who you are and realizing that the truth is setting you free. Again, going back, I have a lot of blue, the color blue here, which is the throat chakra energy, where a lot of you guys are getting stuck is not speaking your truth. You're still stuck in that disempowered little child, not realizing that you're an adult and you don't have to be quiet and go to your room. You're not going to get a spanking. And it's time for you to stop depriving yourself. Okay? It's time for you to stop depriving yourself of the things that you want. It's time for you to stop depriving yourself of the truth. No more being in denial of how gifted you are, how talented you are, and the fact that you're not happy just settling for where you're at. Some of you are settling because you don't want to cause disruption. Okay? You don't want to cause disruption in your life, in your kid's life, maybe, in your partner's life. You're definitely in just a cycle, and it's kind of feeling overwhelming. It feels daunting to even start bringing this up because you don't want to hurt the kids and all these different things. I keep coming up with kids because I think some of you guys are in relationships because you don't want to hurt the kids, not realizing that's the same pattern that you're trying to break, actually, because some of your parents stayed together for you, and deep down you know that probably the best thing would have been for them to go their separate ways as well. So make sure you're not falling in that trap, telling yourself the same thing that those before you told in order to not have to do the uncomfortable. Okay, some of you needed to hear that. So the disruption is needed. A pattern disruption is actually needed. Okay, so don't be scared of that. You've been doing a lot of reflection. Okay, you've been doing a lot of reflection, and you know that you are about to take a huge career shift if you haven't already. Okay, getting some Aquarius energy. You are a visionary. All right, and so a lot of you are not in alignment when it comes to what you're doing for a living. A lot of you should be the CEOs. A lot of you guys are the visionary with the big picture thinking, and you're just not able to expand in what you're doing. You're not really even passionate about what you're doing. You don't really care. You're just good at it. And I think for a while you were sold someone else's dream and you thought this is what you wanted in the career, especially if you're in corporate America and banking and any of those type of jobs like that, the 40-hour weeks when you really end up working 50, 60, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, a lot of that was not really your dream. Okay, and you're waking up to it because it's making you sick to go to work, and you're starting to do a lot of reflection, and you're coming to the conclusion that you want so much more for your life. But again, you got the restrictions of the mindset that you're trying to heal and change. The mindset saying that you can't, it's too much. You have to work this many hours to have this type of money. You can't make money using your gifts. All these restrictions that you're starting to break free from. Yeah, once we break through these limited beliefs that you've been carrying for such a long time, then you will be able to see things more clearly and realize that you can make money doing anything. There are infinite ways to make money. You just have to believe that. If you don't, then you don't. But that Libra energy is bringing you into balance, the beautiful minded, just like we were talking about. You're starting to heal. A lot of our brains, we've had malware essentially, and we're starting to break off these viruses and restore the true integrity of the computer system, aka your brain. All right, and so you have a beautiful mind and it's coming back into balance. Quick note, making sure you're coming into balance in the physical and the spiritual. A lot of you have been doing so much work on your mental health and your emotional health, and some of your physical health has had to fall to the wayside, and that is okay. Sometimes we need to focus on different areas of our life more. But now I'm hearing you're ready to 333. If you've been seeing 333, you're ready to come into alignment with the mind, body, spirit. So make sure that you are moving, make sure you're being more conscious of your eating, and make sure you know that you are what you eat. So if you're eating a lot of processed and chemicals foods and you're feeling tired and sluggish, I mean, that's affecting your brain. So just need to throw that in there. Okay. Yeah, cleansing. Okay, then that's why. I didn't even realize this cards are down here, but this is why that message came in. Didn't even see this. You're cleansing. So Spirit wants you to make sure that you can receive the messages that are being given, the downloads that you're given on these next steps, because I know a lot of us are in a waiting period. So you need to make sure that you are cleansing and keeping your brain healthy, your body, your temple healthy, your mind, meditation, moving, and just making sure that you're cleansing and being able to receive, all right? Because the tortoise, picking up on some energy that some of you guys are a little too fragmented, so do whatever it takes to get grounded. Make sure your energy is not being spread too thin, trying to fulfill this old version of you when you know you need to kind of be letting go of that one. The version of you that has to be out everywhere, that's always doing something, that can't sit still, that is always distracting themselves from the truth. Because right now you are building and you know that. And so just make sure that you're actually using your energy for you and what you need to do. And also, speaking of create a sacred space for yourself at home or work. So because you're too fragmented, some of you, make sure that you even create a little space in your office or just a space in your room, in your house, where you can just get centered. 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a place that you go. I've really found that if you have a designated area, you're more likely to continue and stay up on it. So the panda is letting you know to create a sacred space for yourself in your home or place of work so that you can just connect with yourself. Okay. So let's see. Oh, this was from earlier. I didn't even pick up the card, but it was funny because I didn't read it. So this is a good time to go on a new adventure. This is what I was saying earlier. Didn't even see that this card came out, but I love the confirmations. This is a good time to go on an adventure. This is for whoever this resonates. You know who you are. If you've been itching to travel, solo travel, you just feel the need that there's something there that you just need to know. It's just not happening in your hometown. Maybe you've never left your hometown. Maybe this is a big move for you. Maybe you are contemplating like a job that requires you to move and you don't know. This is the time to go on a good adventure. So if you needed that confirmation, here it is. Again, it doesn't mean that you have to be traveling or moving away. You could just be going to the next city over for half a day, and who knows who you meet. Okay, so just get creative. Woo, I like this. It's flowing. All right. A lot of you guys are at a crossroads again on what to do, and the shark is telling you to trust your instincts to discern the truth of a situation, your truth. What do you need to do? I'm hearing stop asking a lot of people for advice. Like some of these decisions that you're making in the next couple weeks, they really are all on you. There's some decisions like, should you leave your toxic relationship, that someone else can't answer for you. And if you have to ask, you already know. Okay? So just make sure you're trusting the truth and just looking at it for what it is and not trying to gaslight yourself. Trust your intuition. Trust your intuition, all right? You know the truth. Just because it doesn't feel good, just because it doesn't seem like it's what you want right now, you can't keep, again, gaslighting yourself and acting like you don't know the answers when it's just not the answer that you want. That is a big difference. Okay, moving on to a little bit more of career. So a lot of you guys at this point in your journey are really tapping into your gifts. You're starting to understand that you are magical. You've always been magical, and now you are believing it. Some of you are able to connect with spirits and channeling as well. So you're not you're taking away a lot of that fear that they've instilled in us, that this is scary, oh my gosh, this is scary. And you're starting to see, no, you're getting these downloads, you're starting to pick up on this energy, you're feeling things, you're thinking of something and then it comes up on the TV, or you think of someone and they're calling you immediately. Like, you're not going crazy. This is real. We're just tapping back into who we are, and we all have access to this. So if you've been feeling really connected to spirit in general, if you've been feeling really connected to energy around you, you're not going crazy. You are just coming deeper into your gifts. You're being granted more access because you're starting to believe and awaken to your truth. So I love that. And once that taps in, your Taurus energy, the sensual, your Taurus energy, your earth energy, is going to come alive. So the sensual, your sacral chakra, which is housing your creativity. Once you start to realize these gifts, you're magical, you start to open up and unblock these chakras that have been blocked for so long, and that is going to have a heavy impact on your career and success, which is perfect because so many of you are wanting to transition. Isn't that crazy? You see how that goes? All right, so since you're wanting to transition and you're not happy doing what you're doing, and you know that you don't want to just transition to another bank, from another bank to another bank, now it's time for you to step in and start being compensated, having that energetic exchange for your gifts. Some of you have been talking to people all your life. People come to you and you've been like the neighborhood therapist. You're always the one in your friend group that people want to talk to about their breakups and if should they do this and ask for your advice. So now it's time to be compensated, babe. Okay? So you can monetize your gifts, do what you love, and create your own value based on how you feel about yourself instead of letting someone else tell you how much you're worth. Okay? So it's time. Career and success, your creative energy is going to come online if it hasn't already. And a lot of you are needing to strengthen your communication and interaction because you will be starting to speak your truth and starting your businesses online as well. Okay, so communication is going to be a big part of this, which is why you guys are fighting through a lot of triggers and fears and speaking your truth, because you're being prepared for your bigger mission. And it is to be seen and heard, which is exactly what you want, but also I know what you're scared of. Used to be scared of. Okay, so the communication is going to be a key part. You're not going to be a get around it. So you already know who I'm talking to. If you need to have some conversations, you've needed to speak up to mom and dad, you've needed to speak your truth, it's time. All right, it's part of your mission. You are cultivating peace, love, and abundance right now. Okay, the trifecta. These are the last three cards. I have the peace card here, so you're bringing in so much peace, especially once you get into alignment with what you want to do, your purpose. I know that you've lost so many friends and people these last 2 years, but peaceful friendships are coming in now that you've made the space, so I know we've all dealt with a lot of loss in the collective. So peace is coming into your life. Love is coming in, and if you're already in a conscious, healthy relationship, or you're getting there, or you're evolving into one, right? If you're already in that, just expect to go deeper. With the growth. If you're in an aligned partnership and you know if you are or not, or if you're single, get ready to meet somebody. You've been doing so much work, and if you've been coming into union with your divine masculine and feminine within yourself, your own energies coming together, then it makes sense to know that it's coming in. So love is coming in, and the ladybug. This is a time of good fortune and abundance, so be willing to receive all the good things in your life. And this card always reminds me of financial abundance. So because of this career move, because you're going to start to get into the flow and you're not going to be resisting, it's going to come really easy for you. It's going to come really easy, and especially if you believe that it can be easy, you know? You have to change your beliefs. I believe that it doesn't have to be hard for me to make a living. And the hardest part of me making a living doing this, playing my music, social media, has just been getting started, has just been getting out of my head. But then once I get into the flow, I'm like, this is crazy. I feel like, why haven't I been doing this sooner? All right, so last but not least, this is the Archangel card that I pulled. I'm going to read it. It's the Cherubim. Look to the stars, accept keys and codes of stellar wisdom. So this is the card. Let's read it to tie everything all in. The Cherubim. The Cherubium Aid. All right, let's see. I'm probably saying that wrong. The cherub. You guys know. All right, I'm probably saying it wrong. You are blessed to receive the cherub card, for it indicates you are being lit by beautiful angelic energy. You're being asked to bring this through and pass it on to others to switch their lights on too. Whether you understand it or not, you are a universal being connected to the stars. Tune into their wisdom by looking at them and thinking about them to accept the keys and codes of universal light that are being downloaded into you. This will enable you to become an intergalactic master when the time is right. Indeed, you may be one already. Know that pure, innocent, loving cherubs are inspiring and uplifting you. Feel their joy and let it enhance your life. Okay, so this is just pretty much letting you know, if you needed a confirmation, that you are here to help raise the consciousness of the planet, and it's your mission to be in that healthy, conscious love to show the world that it exists. It's your mission to follow your heart and walk in your truth and do something that's meaningful and purposeful to you, to show other people that they can too. It is your mission to be authentic to who you are at all times. Say what you need to say without fear of getting in trouble or, going against the grain, because you were made to stand out. You weren't made to fit in. Okay, so that is the message, guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading, my first channeled reading that I'm housing. It was fun. I'm excited to keep doing this. A little nervous, but I know as I get used to it, it'll get easier and easier. But see, you got to step in, you got to start somewhere, and I finally had to just start. So I hope this resonated. Please like, subscribe, share with someone who you think needs this message, and I will see you next time. Bye.